Straight ahead on 12 News, a place to help young people heal from addiction.
We don't know exactly why, but it's happening and we need to respond.
Then, on the front lines fighting hunger, volunteers in Golden Valley help call attention to the problem. But first, a renewed effort to catch a man charged in a large travel scam. 12 News starts right now. A Brooklyn Center travel agent who allegedly stole more than $65,000 from his customers has now been on the run for more than 2 years.
And police are looking for help so he doesn't strike again. 12 News reporter Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain. Delane?
And Mike and Alex, Brooklyn Center police say Raymond Bourbeau took more than $65,000 from customers who thought they booked airline tickets, but he never followed through on their reservations. Bourbeau was charged in 2011 with 24 counts of theft by swindle, but he has yet to be taken into custody. And investigators think he skipped town before he was formally charged.
I would propose that he's probably still committing these types of crimes, and the only way to really stop him is to get him in custody.
Investigators say Bourbeau worked out of a strip mall along Brooklyn Boulevard and allegedly swindled 24 customers, some of whom were planning expensive trips to Vietnam, Liberia, and Nigeria. Police held a press conference 2 years ago to announce the charges, and since then there have been no strong leads.
I can only imagine for the victims of thousands of dollars of hard-earned cash that they're out, that knowing that he's still out and about. So I would think that it's very disconcerting for them.
Well, many of the alleged thefts took place between June and November of 2010. The case has since been turned over to the Hennepin County Fugitive Task Force. And Mike and Alex, Brooklyn Center Police and the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office say that the best way to report any information regarding this case is to call their tip line. So we'll have some information on how to do that on our website at 12.tv.
They'd like to get this guy.
Yes, they do.
Before he hits again. All right, thanks.
A Brooklyn Park woman has pleaded guilty to embezzling money from a local church group. Renee Hendrickson pleaded guilty to embezzling $300,000 from the Minneapolis area synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America. According to prosecutors, the theft went on for at least 10 years while Hendrickson worked in a variety of synod office roles. Hendrickson will be sentenced in November. Plymouth police continue to look for 3 armed robbers who held up a McDonald's on Wednesday morning and locked employees in a freezer. Police say the robbers got in at 3:30 in the morning through a door that's left open to the public. Police say McDonald's tells them about 40% of the chain's restaurants leave a door open at that hour. The suspects were wearing hooded sweatshirts and gloves. They were gone in less than 5 minutes. If you have any information that may help, you're urged to call Plymouth Police. Young adults in the Northwest Metro have a new facility to get treatment for substance abuse.
Hazelden Youth Treatment Center in Plymouth has revamped and expanded its building. And reporter Sonia Goen shows us how the improvements are making it easier to treat teens.
Inherently, young people who are addicted, when they come to treatment, don't feel good about themselves and they don't feel good about their situation. And we need a facility that gives them that self-esteem back. We need to instill a sense of dignity, a sense of self-worth. And when they come to this facility and they know that they're cared for, it sends a message to them very strongly that they're valuable and their lives are worthwhile.
This is not your typical recovery center.
This building embodies really the hopes and dreams of all the families who've come through here.
The $30 million renovation has a lot of bells and whistles.
This is a pretty state-of-the-art gym.
The gym has basketball courts and a rock climbing wall.
Things that you would consider normal kids do for fun, we use therapeutically because it helps them form relationships that are healthy.
Some of that therapy includes using symbolism. One example is here, where clients try to climb to new heights.
You don't always have a perspective of where you're going. Someone who's farther away knows what obstacles you're facing. Someone else is holding or leveraging your harness so you don't fall.
The center also includes a workout room.
Not only do kids get sober here, they gain muscle, they lose weight. I mean, they look so much more healthy when they leave treatment than when they start most of the time.
Here at Hazelden, they're using music as a therapy tool.
They play their own music, they'll write songs in here. It makes them believe in their own capabilities.
Young patients also get to express themselves through art.
There's a lot of things about, masks they wear to hide from people and, walls they build.
The facility is also expanding to 105 beds, allowing them to treat more patients. A large part of the renovation is geared towards females. Hazelden says they're seeing more young women who are suffering from substance abuse.
That college-educated, bright young women are getting addicted at an increasing rate. and we need to respond to the demand.
As more young people struggle with addiction, the demand for facilities like Hazelden increases.
And you can't have enough facilities because addiction is a rampant problem in any society.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The grand opening of Hazelden in Plymouth and a fundraising event will be held on September 20th. The building expansion and all of the renovations are expected to be completed early next year.
A building in Golden Valley that offered a respite for troubled families will be put to a new use. The Hopkins School District has bought what is now the Minneapolis Crisis Nursery. The nursery is moving to a new location in South Minneapolis. Enrollment at the nearby Meadowbrook school continues to grow, and the school plans to expand to the nursery building as early as next fall. Golden Valley approved the plans this week, which include building a tunnel that would connect the two buildings.
Between a rock and a hard place, that's a consultant's assessment of the financial future for Brooklyn Park's golf courses. The city paid for a consultant to look at ways to increase revenue for Brooklyn Park's two city-run golf courses, Edinburgh USA and Brooklyn Golf Club. Edinburgh is projected to lose nearly $2 million over the next 5 years. Brookland is projected to lose $500,000. Options to raise revenue include making investments to improve the course experience, raising fees, and improving the tee time reservation system.
A Maple Grove lawmaker says former U.S. Senator Rod Grams is in good spirits despite Grams' move to hospice care due to cancer. Kurt Zellers was Grams' press secretary, when he was a U.S. Senator in the 1990s. Zellers says he saw Grams recently, and on the phone today, Zellers told us how he and Grams recalled old times together.
We told some stories from the road. I spent almost 7 years traveling around the great state of Minnesota with Rod, so we told some old road stories about car breakdowns and bad dinners and meetings that maybe didn't go quite well. And it was great to see him laugh and remember some of the good times that we had the years that we traveled together.
Zellers says Grams was comfortable and not in a great deal of pain. Grams is 65 years old and has battled cancer for some time. It happens to thousands of people every day in Minnesota going hungry.
Still ahead, we'll show you an effort taking place right now in Golden Valley that aims to help. Then later in sports, highlights from one of the first big cross-country meets of the season.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
If you're looking for a way to make a difference, a few hours this month will go a long way in the fight against hunger.
September is Hunger Action Month, and it's a national effort to call attention to what we all can do locally to help ease hunger in our community.
We can accommodate 100 volunteers here per shift. I think we have maybe 25. We've got a number of people out here on our warehouse floor.
At Second Harvest Heartland in Golden Valley, volunteers are on the front lines fighting hunger.
I feel I'm helping other people who are less fortunate.
Volunteer Dolores Hagen packs food today for local food pantries and shelters, but each week she sees the faces of hunger.
I work at a food shelf also, and we see a lot of people.
The need is greater than ever. The recession hit in 2008. What we know is that hunger has doubled since 2005.
Every day, 600,000 people in the state are at risk of missing a meal, and 1 in 10 Minnesotans are currently using emergency food programs.
People that were already struggling are struggling even more. And people who never thought that they would have to go to a food shelf for some supplemental food have found themselves kind of at the end of the month with not enough resources to put food on the table.
But you can help. The 30 days of September are Hunger Action Month. For every hour you volunteer here, Bremer Bank will give $5 to Second Harvest Heartland.
Lots of opportunities for people to make a difference right here in the local community and help support the food that's being distributed to hungry people who are right here.
It's hard to imagine time better spent.
It makes a difference, absolutely.
And there are many ways you can help this month, from volunteering to making a donation. If you go to our website, 12.tv, we have a link set up to a calendar with ideas for each day this month on ways you can help. And it's Second Harvest Heartland. They've come up with some creative ideas beyond just volunteering or making a donation.
All right, give them a call. Yeah,
that's right. Coming up, a Cooper student leads the charge on a close call to her heart.
But first in sports, a local prep volleyball team is off to a promising start. We catch up with the Champlin Park Rebels coming up next. always envy cross-country runners because it was something I could never do. But man, some of these guys are really good, and you know it's warm out there too.
Which isn't ideal for running, but you get used to it with your summer of training, so it kind of leads into the early fall, all right. Jim Rovn and Ed Bauman, the coach, to combine 50 years of cross-country running in the Hopkins School District. The 8th annual invitation, named after the two now retired coaches, took place on a warm afternoon in the West Metro. Gail Woods Farm and Minneapolis the site for the 17-team meet. In the boys' race, Amsa Ali of Richfield, the runaway winner, a time of 16 minutes, 14 seconds for the 5K. Hopkins' Jack Henschel, top local finisher. Nice finishing kick gets him 4th place. Another nice finishing sprint here by Armstrong's Nathan Comer on the left. The Falcons take 2nd place as a team. In the girls' race, Shakopee freshman Tess Mizgin is the winner in 15 minutes, 0.7 seconds in the 4K. The top local finisher, Armstrong's Hannah Rudd, in 26th place. Here's a look at the final team scores. Eden Prairie is the winner in the boys' meet, finishing well ahead of runner-up Armstrong. Host team Hopkins places 3rd. Wilmer finishes 4th. Park Center finishes 16th, with Champlin Park 17th overall. Eden Prairie and Chanhassen tie in the girls' meet with 71 team points each. Lakeville South is 3rd. Armstrong has the best finish of the local schools, coming in 8th place. Hopkins is 13th, Park Center 14th, and Champlin Park 16th. It looks like a pretty balanced group of teams in Northwest Suburban Conference boys soccer this fall. 2 local teams off to up and down starts met in Plymouth. Park Center paying a visit to Armstrong on a warm evening, and Park Center's Eddie Sadie drills the free kick, doesn't miss by much here, sails just over the net as this game is scoreless. Armstrong Colin Witkowski aims to the top corner. Brenton Brackey gets a piece of it for the Pirates. Late in the first half, the Pirates get some room to create as Alex Zalowski delivers a crossing pass to Sam Moses for the shot and goal. The Pirates lead 1-0 at the half. Armstrong pushes to try to tie it. This one deflects off 2 defenders and over Brackey before Sadie saves the day for Park Center, stopping it right at the goal line. Park Center wins 1-0. Moses talked with R.J. Wilcox about the game's only goal.
I seen my teammate Alex running up the line. Something clicked, told me to run up, and when he crossed it, I didn't even know if I was going to kick or not. Just stuck my foot out and ran in.
It worked out pretty well. Champlin Park's volleyball team is hoping to make some noise in the Northwest Suburban this fall. The Rebels are off to a 2-0 start, 1-0 in conference matches. They have 6 returners from a team that tied for 7th in the NWSC in 2012. I like the way things are coming together early.
I honestly think we've been doing so well at the beginning of the season so far. I think that we've set a lot of goals for ourselves, some pretty high ones, and I think that the preseason has just been about getting comfortable with each other. And
a little bit farther along, it's my 3rd year, and a little bit farther along maybe as a program as we thought we might be, as well as the varsity team's a little bit farther along at this time of year. There's always plenty of things as you start at the beginning of the season to work on, but with having a number of returners and some players coming back that have been in the program for a couple of years, as well as playing some off-season stuff, we're a little farther along than maybe we expected, so very excited about that.
In addition to veteran players like Maria Sampson, Callie Zevnik, and Brenna Walton, the Rebels also have one of the top up-and-coming talents in freshman setter Sydney Hilly. They think this could be a team that pushes toward the top teams in the Northwest Suburban.
probably the biggest things, we want to try to beat Blaine, beat Osseo. Those are probably our biggest opponents right there. And we mostly just want to get probably top 3 in the conference.
I just think we need to work together and work hard at practice, and then just keep a motivation going to know that we can compete with those teams, and then keep going from there.
The Rebels are in action at a tournament in Marshall Friday and Saturday before hosting Maple Grove next Tuesday. It'll be another warm one Friday night for week 2 of the prep football season, which offers some interesting non-conference matchups for a few of our local teams. For a second straight week, Wayzata travels to the South Metro. The Trojans face Lakeville South after beating Rosemont in overtime a week ago. 4 area Northwest Suburban Conference teams play non-conference games this week. Champlin Park hosts Class 4A Power de La Salle. Osseo is at home to take on Minnetonka. Maple Grove is at Hopkins, while Totino Grace plays at defending Lake Conference champion Edina. Park Center and Armstrong both play conference games. The Pirates are at Coon Rapids, while the Falcons host Blaine. Cooper meets Benilde St. Margaret's in a North Suburban Conference game that you can see live here on Channel 12. That kicks off at 7 o'clock Friday in New Hope. In the Tri-Metro, Brooklyn Center is at Minnehaha. Providence goes to Concordia Academy, while Breck plays New Life Academy in Woodbury. Temperature's supposed to be hovering around 90, maybe a little cooler at game time, but it'll be warm for those guys.
Got to get it done tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, John. Well, still ahead, we head to Cooper High School to meet this week's standout student.
We'll be right back. This summer was one to remember for the Robbinsdale debate team.
The team competed in a national tournament and earned the Debate School of Honor Award. Reporter Shannon Slatton introduces us to one of the competitors, Olivia Husinkveld. Husinkveld as today's standout student.
Why do we think? How do we think? What does that mean?
Now, just a reminder of
Olivia Husinkveld knows she'll have to tackle some tough questions in her theory of knowledge class.
It's kind of just like analyzing what influences knowledge and what does knowledge mean and how does that, what are the implications of that to the whole world.
But analyzing and dissecting issues is nothing new for this senior. She's part of the debate team that competed nationally this summer.
I learned a lot about kind of speaking persuasively, individually, and just improving on that skill.
Olivia also uses her public speaking skills to advocate for the Special Olympics.
I have a passion as well for service work.
She got involved after her History Day project caught national attention 4 years ago.
I'm involved with the Special Olympics Youth Activation Committee, which is a group of high school and college age students trying to increase awareness and acceptance of people with intellectual disabilities in the schools and communities.
Olivia continues to support the Special Olympics, finding that she likes pushing for change.
I've ran a program at RMS. This will be my 3rd year, kind of about the R-word campaign, which is trying to stop the use of the words retard or retarded in a derogatory sense because they can be very offensive.
Article 1.
Back in class, teachers know she'll put her analytical mind to work during her senior year.
She is, not too surprisingly, an excellent discusser. She is great with her written work as well. She is a very strong writer, very insightful writer, and very kind of eloquent writer at the same time.
In New Hope, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Olivia is also active in theater and is part of an improv theater group in Minneapolis. We also hear that she's a fierce opponent when it comes to board games, so watch out.
Don't mess, that's right.